So you're here because you want to improve your trading. I'm here because I want to help you do that. And the best way I know how to help you do that is by showing you the exact technical analysis process that I go through personally before placing trades. So if that sounds like something that could help and be beneficial to your trading, you need to do a few different things. One, make sure you stick around for the whole video. Two, make sure you click that subscribe button and the notification bell to join the almost 100,000 trader community we currently have here at the trading channel, and also to be alerted when we come out with videos like this. And three, click that like button for me while the intro and disclaimer roll, and I'll see you guys directly after. Alright guys, so like we said before the intro and disclaimer, we're going to do technical analysis on 5 separate pairs. We're going to talk about where these markets are, where they're likely to go, and how they're likely to get there based on structure and trend. So let's go ahead and get started. The 5 pairs we're going to take a look at start with the euro dollar as per usual. And here on the euro dollar, we have to ask ourselves 2 different questions each and every time we're about to place a trade based on our higher time frame analysis. At least I do. This is how I personally do my technical analysis. What I ask myself is, what trend is this market in, and where's the closest major level of structure? 2 very simple questions. And on the euro dollar, what trend are we in? Well, we're not really in a trend, right? We're in a consolidation period with a bias to the downside, a short bias. The reason we have a short bias is because this was our previous level of resistance before the break of this support. When we got that break of support, we now still consider this market in a downtrend until we get a break and close above this high. Considering that that hasn't happened yet, this market is still in a downtrend, but we are consolidating, meaning that we really don't have a trading opportunity, at least until we get back up into this box here, or we get all the way down to our blue line at 1.1307 for a counter trend trading opportunity. So on the euro dollar, what we're expecting to see is either this market push up into 1.1793 and give us some kind of entry reason from that area to go short and continue in this downtrend, or a push down to our counter trend level at 1.1307, and that's where we'll look for possible long opportunities here out of this pair. Now, there's only one other scenario we can take a look at here on the euro dollar, at least for me, and that is going to be currently downtrend bias on the daily chart based on the previous trend before this period of consolidation. Considering that we have that downtrend bias, what I like to look for is down on my lower time frames, such as the 4-hour time frame. I'll go here and see if we're in a downtrend. Are we in a downtrend on the 4-hour time frame? The answer to that is no. We're not in a downtrend on our 4-hour time frame. We had this move down, another move down, another move down, creating lower highs and lower lows. Lower low, after that we get a higher high, a higher low, and we're putting ourselves in what looks to be a reversal scenario, pushing the market back up. So the only other thing that we're looking for out of this pair is that if we continue in this downtrend, breaking below structure levels, looking left, then we can start looking for short trades, pushing the market down further, because we are at that point going to be in a downtrend on the daily and in a downtrend here on the 4-hour time frame. So that's the 2 things we're going to be taking a look at on the euro dollar for trading possibilities throughout the rest of this week. We're going to go ahead and move on now. We'll go back to our daily chart. We'll take a look at the pound dollar. The pound dollar, kind of a similar situation. We are currently in this little consolidation period. We are in an uptrend on this pair because we did break above our previous level of resistance. So we had our up move, and then finally breaking that resistance level, pulling back now. We need to see this market either break below this low or break above this high to continue in trend. Considering we're right up here at these highs, there's not really going to be a trading opportunity for us. Again, the only way we're going to be looking for trading opportunities is if we get up to this level right here, which is in fact a major level of structure. So we need to see the market get a little bit higher. We have support back here. Sorry about the green and red lines, guys. I'm back testing a strategy and I've got a lot of things on this chart, but we have support back here. We have resistance here and resistance here. What does this mean? This means that this is a major level of structure the market has reacted to multiple times in the past, including our resistance level most previously right here. With that being the case, what we're looking for is to see if this pound dollar pair can get up to our area of structure right here at around 1.3270. If we get up to 1.3270 with this next little impulsive move, that's a place, that's a zone. We're going to be looking for possible counter trend opportunities. Now, do I think that this is going to push the market all the way down? Not necessarily. This counter trend opportunity would more than likely provide a small bounce for a small gain on a lower time frame. So we're looking for that counter trend opportunity at 1.3270. Other than that, looking to see if that level gets broken. If it does, it will turn into support. Should turn into support, excuse me. No guarantees in the market, but that's a level we'll be looking at for possible support out of the pound dollar if we get a break and close above it. Now, other than that, same thing with the euro dollar. We're on our daily chart here. We're in an uptrend. If we continue to be in an uptrend on a 4-hour chart, then we can take a look for possible uptrend strategies. As for the pound dollar, those are the things we're going to be looking for. Let's go ahead and move on now. We'll take a look at our next pair, the dollar yen. On the dollar yen daily chart, what are we doing? Let's ask ourselves the two major questions. Where's our most recent major level of structure compared to where price action is right now? Also, what trend is this market in? Trend-wise, although we do have this big impulsive move down, that's also probably going to be a downtrend on a 4-hour and 1-hour chart. That's going to take away our possibility of taking long trades on those time frames for now, at least for trend continuation. But what we can see is that this market is in an uptrend until the break and close below our red line here. So we have a massive amount of room to the downside before we can really call this being in a downtrend here on the daily chart. So with that being the case, considering that we are in this uptrend, but we do have this big move down right here, this big move down, and this may get really confusing. I'm sorry if it does, guys. This is just the way I've been trading for the past few years. It makes a lot of sense to me, and it's very easy for me to understand. Probably a little too complicated for me to be getting into here on YouTube, but I'm going to do it anyway. We have this move down. And on a 4-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, that's going to create a downtrend. We already know that. You can go down to smaller time frames to take a look. We probably will before we end this video. But this next push up would be a trend continuation play on one of those smaller time frames based on a major level of structure on the daily chart. That's a good thing. That's a pretty accurate possible trade, at least considering the back testing and trading that we've done in the past. This area at 112.95, around the 113 even handle, would be a great place for us here at the trading channel to start looking for shorting opportunities down to our next previous level of major structure support, which is going to provide a possible support bounce and trend continuation here on the daily time frame. I know that was probably really complicated and confusing, but that's what we're looking for here out of the dollar yen. We're looking for smaller time frame trend continuation to the downside. We're looking for counter trend bounces on smaller time frames that will be trend continuation bounces on the daily time frame from the level at 111 and from the level at 110. That's the three things we're going to be looking for here out of this pair. Let's go ahead and move on now. And before we do, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about when I say that that's created a downtrend on a 4-hour time frame and lower time frames. Here on the 4-hour, you can see that we had our uptrend all the way up into our zone. We talked about this zone last week. You can check out our previous video to see how we described this zone and what we expected from it. We expected this move down. We didn't know it was going to cause an entire downtrend. We thought it'd be a counter trend bounce, but it ended up creating this downtrend. Now, in this downtrend, there's really, because the daily chart's in an uptrend, no reason for us to take a trend continuation trade from right here, let's say. But if we can get a move all the way up to this major level of structure at 113, this even handled number, that can be a possible place to look for the continuation of this little downtrend that we see now. And that's what we're talking about when we say on this 4-hour time frame, looking for trend continuation to the downside. Now, zoom back out to the daily chart. We'll move on to our next pair, which is the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar is going to be trend continuation all the way. Here on this pair, we have a major downtrend on the daily chart, pushing the market down that we've been in for a while here. We just broke and closed below our previous level of structure. We do have all the way up to here to create trend continuation. So a massive amount of room between our lows here and our highs here. All this room is where the market could possibly turn around in trend continuation. Now that we know that we're in a downtrend, that's what we discussed, right? The two questions we have to ask: are we in a downtrend? Are we in an uptrend? Are we in consolidation? The answer to that question is that we are in a downtrend. Considering the fact that we're in a downtrend, what's the closest level of structure to price action that we could use for trend continuation? 0.7223. So if this market gets up to 0.7223 this week, next week, that's a place we're going to be looking for trend continuation to the downside from this daily chart perspective. It will be a counter trend trade at that point, probably on 4-hour and 1-hour time frames, but it's okay to take a counter trend trade for us from these daily levels of structure. Another possibility is that we get a rally all the way up into 0.7321, another place that we can look for possible trend continuation here on the daily chart. Now, let's go ahead and move on to our final pair of the video, which is going to be the dollar Swiss. The dollar Swiss has done something that we absolutely expected from last week's video. We talked about the 0.9849 level being support. We said that this market had broke above that level. Then we were either expecting this market to get all the way up to our counter trend level after breaking above it, and this 1.0 area, this little zone I'm drawing in now, this is the level we expected the market to reach. But we did say in that previous video that we could either go straight up to it or we could get a pullback. That pullback more than likely would come into our previous major level of structure at 0.9849, and then that level could act as support to push the market up to our 1.0 even handle. Looks like we're seeing the start of that, possibly the start of that trend continuation move here on the daily chart that could push the market up to 1.0. So we're looking for long opportunities on this pair on smaller time frames until we get up to the level of 1.0 even, this little zone here starting at 0.9982. And that's what we're going to be looking for here on the dollar Swiss. That's what we're looking at for all the top 5 major pairs. That's my take on technical analysis on each of these pairs, exactly the analysis that I go through before placing trades. Hopefully it's been beneficial for your trading. If it has, make sure you're subscribed here. We do analysis like this each and every week to help you improve your trading. Make sure you click that like button for me. Also, if you're interested in improving your trading and taking your trading really to the next level with an organized course that'll take you step by step through not only the technical analysis I do, but the rules-based strategies that I use each and every day in the markets. Then we also have a program available called the EAP Training Program. We're constantly working on new material for that course, and with the new material, that means more work. With more work means we are going to see some price increases on that course coming very soon. So if you'd like to get involved before those price increases, the link is in the description labeled EAP. If not, that's okay too. Make sure you keep it locked here on our YouTube channel where we provide you guys with as much content as possible, as often as possible. I wish you the best of luck in all your future trades. Trade green, and I'll talk to you in the next video.
With